And NSA leaker Edward Snowden has documents, he claims, detailing how the National Security Agency actually works. That's according to his main contact in the press, Guardian columnist Glenn Greenwald. He claims the new revelations could show people how to evade NSA surveillance.
Snowden himself spoke to reporters Friday for the first time since he arrived at Moscow's international airport.
A little over 1 month ago, I had a family, a home in paradise, and I lived in great comfort. I also had the capability, without any warrant of law, to search for, seize, and read your communications.
Our senior correspondent, John Miller, is with us. He is a former deputy director of national intelligence. John, good morning.
Good morning.
So what, if he has the NSA blueprints, what does that mean and how damaging could it be?
What that most likely is for every big program in the NSA, there's a briefing document, usually a PowerPoint presentation on some level of pretty intimate detail that explains what the program is, what it's for, how it works, how it relates to other programs. It won't have the collection platforms, meaning if we had a bug in Putin's office, it wouldn't list that in the program, but it would say how we collect. If you were the adversary, you'd look at a document like that and you would say, oh, so this is how all this works. Well, let me use countermeasures to close up those vulnerabilities. It could be very helpful to enemies of the U.S.
So Edward Snowden has been seen by some as a whistleblower, exposing government surveillance. Now he's saying, look, I know how the whole NSA works. I have the blueprint for it and how anybody can evade it. So what's the motivation behind saying that now?
You know, Nora, that's a hard question because, you know, our story begins simply enough. I want to tell Americans that in the dragnet that sweeps up communications of terrorists and spies, some of their communications get vacuumed up in that, and people might look at it. It's a very different story to say, and while we're at it, I'd also like to say, here are the documents that explain how the NSA collects against all our foreign adversaries, whether they're terrorists in Afghanistan.
As he's trying to seek asylum in Russia.
Exactly. So thematically, he's made an interesting turn here, and it's hard to understand unless you boil it down to the ideology that either spying is wrong, which at what point all countries are supposed to stop, or that spying should be done out in the open, at which point it's not spying.
What's your best guess as to what happens to Edward Snowden?
You know, we're in a nightmare scenario, Charlie, because, you know, the one likely scenario is that U.S. pressure against all the places he wants to go succeeds, and that in the great law of unintended consequences, we push a guy with a bag full of strategic secrets on eavesdropping into the hands of the adversary we probably eavesdrop against an awful lot.
And he claims he has this dead man's pact. What's that? So
this is a series of encrypted data drops that he has left with trusted associates that if anything happens to him, supposedly these people have the keys or know how to find the keys to open those things and outspill the rest of the secrets.
Thanks, John.